All right, I'm starting my Christmas in July, and I'm going to start out with trying to make this one of these old candles. They're old because they were in my mama's basement, and I'm sure they were candles in case the electricity went out, that she had some candles. So they're old. So I've got one here, and I think that's about the height that I'm going to want. So what I'm going to do, and I'm getting that all dirty, but it's going to be painted because this is rusty wire. So I'm going to, and I drilled a hole right here in the bottom. And you're going along with me because I don't know what I'm doing. I have an idea. Okay. Candle's going to sit there. So I'm going to pull that up. And I've got to start wrapping around that. So I got to pull that out now. But I've got that long enough. I've got to get it where I can start wrapping. I'm going to start wrapping this wire around the candle. I'm going to go an extra loop so that I can make sure I can have enough. Okay, now I'm going to pull my candle out. And I don't want to cut this off to where it's on the front. So this is the back. So I want to cut that off back here to the back. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to hang on to this. Get this positioned. Like that, so it will go fit in the back. And of course, it made it a little small right there, so that's just something for the candle to sit down in. And I'm pulling it out, bend it out just a little ways from the star. And got to come out just a little bit further. Yeah, right there. Okay. So now, I need to drill either a hole here or here and here for a hanger. I wasn't even thinking about that. So that's what I want to hold that, and I'll glue that with some permanent glue, some really good glue back here. And that will be on there. Now I've got to paint this. And I got to grubby my candle. Yeah, that's as tall as I need it. Okay, so I'll put these over here. I've got these out too. These are some about like it. I got these at the thrift store. I've used these before. I know, because there was a lot more than that. And these were 50 cents. But anyways. Now, I'm going to go find a paint. See what color I'm going to paint that, and I'm going to grubby my candle, but I'll show you every step of the way that I do. Okay, what I have decided I want to do is I want to rust my star. So I don't want this real dark. And what I'm going to do is I have some Mod Podge here that has just a little bit of coffee in it. It's stirred up a long time ago for something, and I've been using it. And I've clipped the wick with a clip. So I have something to hold it by and hang it with. I'm just putting this Mod Podge on it. And I have a little bit of coffee that I kind of took my fingers and kind of ground it up in this lid. I'm going to start sprinkling it on my candle. Get that over on this side. Because once I get this finished, I'm going to burn the wick and just have it look, you know, and then blow it out. So now I'm going to set that aside to dry, and then once it's dry, I'm going to go over it with the Mod Podge again. That way it won't be dark, but it'll have some, you know, it'll look grubbied. Now, put that up. Put my brush in the water so it doesn't dry. Actually, I needed it, because I'm going to do my star. Okay. Now I'm going to take my star, cover it with Mod Podge. I see some dry spots. Get my coffee, or not coffee, cinnamon. I don't know if I want to drop it down in there or sprinkle it over it. I don't think it'll fit. I see a dry spot again. Okay, now I'll set this side aside to dry. And all this will have to dry before I can start putting it together. Alright, well, my candle is dry, and I'm going to leave it just like that. I'm not going to go over it with any more Mod Podge. It is fine. And now I have got, this is dry also, and I almost forgot, I had to drill 2 holes in here for my hanger. And I had to make sure I didn't drill it anywhere but because my hole for my candle holder's right there. So now I'm just going to pat over this as usual with Mod Podge. And then I'm going to let it dry, and then we can start putting it together. Alright, now I'm going to put this on there. I've got about a ½ inch between the candle and the star. And to start with, I am going to glue it down with, I'll make sure it's straight and everything. I'm going to glue it down with some hot glue. And then I'm going to hold it, and then I'm going to go over that with this, and I'll have to set that aside and let it dry for a bit. And I thought I'd come back on here. The hot glue's dried, and I've went over this and coating around that good so it won't come off. And I'm going to let that dry. Alright, I have put my wire on there. And right now I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with it. I'm thinking I want to use some material, but I need this material's all wadded up. It's plenty wide enough. So I'm waiting for my iron to heat up, and I'm going to iron it a little bit. And then I'm going to try to figure out what I want to do with it. Because it does need something. It needs some color. It's too plain. Alright, I ironed that piece of material down a little bit. I probably need to, whoops, cut that off a little. And then I put some little rusty bells here on some jute and tied it up with the material. And I think I'm going to put a little pine cone right there. Trying to figure out where just to put it. There, that gave it a little color and a little something else. I'm putting that material on there. I may have to get another one and put on there. I need a small one. There's a small one. Let's see if that's smaller. Yep, that's a little smaller. I know I have smaller pine cones than that. Yeah, right there. That one. I want to hold that on there right. I don't know. Maybe I need another one. I need to go get my greenery out. I think I'll just leave it alone, and if I want to add something else, I will. But right now, I'm just going to leave it like that. I think that's a cute ornament. I'm going to have to do something with the back. I'll either paint it or maybe trace some material and put over it, because it definitely needs to be fixed in the back. And I think that made a cute ornament. Well, I had another candle that I done. It's just a little taller. And it actually has a little more white in it, so it shows up better. So I think I'm going to use this candle. I do want to burn the wick, though. I burnt the wick on that one. My fan is on overhead. That's done just what these, I don't know, they won't burn anyway. They wouldn't be very good emergency candles because they don't burn. That's exactly what this one done. It started and just went out. Okay, I was putting my other bag of pine cones away, and I saw this little bag, and it has some red berries in it. That's what I need, is something red to go with that. So I'll take one of these and put it right there when my glue gun heats up and give it a little more color. Well, this is another candle project that I made this pattern, and I will have the pattern in my Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, and I also have the cutouts in a Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. But to start with, I am going to put some, wax strips on it. And I am using the large glue gun. I'm trying to stay away from the holes, but I don't know. If I cover them, I'll uncover them. Because that's where it's going to hang. Okay, there's that much. Okay, now I'm going to start making some wax strips. Boy, that's stringy stuff. Okay, that's just, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna have to pull the strings off from it. And as you can see, it has two pieces to make it look 3D, like there's really a holder, and that will be glued onto that. And as soon as this is dry, we're gonna start painting it. Okay, I'm gonna give the base of this a quick coat of black. And if it needs a second coat, then I'll do it, but I don't think it will. And I'll let it dry. This is just about ready to be painted or covered. Okay, I'm going to have this covered now. I'll just let it dry. And if it needs a second coat, I'll go back over it. But now I'm going to move to this one. Yeah, that's ready to go. And this is my coffee, instant coffee and Mod Podge that I've mixed rather dark with the instant coffee. Let's see, I need to see how far. I want to get down far enough, but not too far. Where am I? That's about right. Got to get some on there because it's sticking and drying. Okay, I think it's ready to be dipped. I see a spot right there. And right there, that's just wood. Now, this is cinnamon. Now, I've got to let that dry. Now, I am going to take this. This is called Elegant Metallic Glaze. I don't know what color it is. Renaissance Brown. I think, uh-oh, can't get it open. Well, I got some on my finger. And I'm just gonna go over it. To make it kind of look like it's metal. Okay, now set that aside to dry. Okay, now this is dry. I think I'm going to go ahead and do my candle. Or the flame. So I am going to give it a coat. This coat here is the color is Old Parchment by Delta. It's ram coat. I'm just going to cover the whole thing with it. Must have piece. Oh, that was glue, hot glue. Okay, take this one, and this color is Ceram Coat by Delta, also in straw. On a pretty good coat at the bottom. Darker. Then I'll just kind of pull it up into the lighter color. Leave that. I might, I don't know, I might get a little darker yellow and go down here right at the very bottom. Or I might just leave it like that. I don't know yet. So, that can be drying. And now I'm going to take my coffee podge again, the dark. And I don't know which brush I was using, but this will work. Yeah, this is it. Oh, I need to make sure my holes are still here. Yeah. Barely on that one. That's where my hanger's gonna go. I'm going to open it back up. And now I'm just going to tap this on. And then I'm going to let it dry. Alright, while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto that. That way they can both be drying at the same time, and when they're both finished, I can start doing a little embellishment. It probably won't hold much. And I want to make sure those are all even. I'm going to clamp them and let them dry. Alright, I went ahead and put my wire on there. I did it like that. Oh, and I wanted to show you the star. You know, the stuff that I put on here. I took it and went a little bit around the star and on the wire. Tip of the pine cone and that. It doesn't show up a whole lot, but it gives it just a little bit more. Just a little bit more, I think. It's cute. I should have put a little bit on this bells, but I wanted to make sure I showed you that I done that. And now, I don't think this needs much at all. So, I was looking on, you know, went and got a few things and was messing with it. And I'm going to keep it very simple. So, I'm just going to, let's see, put this little tiny piece right there. Let's see. And that up, yep, that up just a bit. Right there. And I'm going to call that good. I like that. Just keep it simple. And I do have this, I will have the pattern and I will have the wood cutout pieces also. It'll come with this one piece cut out with the holes already in it, and then this one single piece here that you glue on there to give it more, you know, like a 3D look. Alright guys, that's all for this first Christmas in July video, and I'll be doing more. So until the next one, we'll see you later.